All right. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Good. Great.
Great. Well, let's get this started. I'm so excited for everyone to be here today. My name is Freddie Puza, and I'm running for Culver City Council this November. In fact, tomorrow it will be 100 days from November 4th, Election Day, and 71 days from when the mail-in ballots will be delivered. So thank you all for supporting my campaign in the many ways that you do. Your contributions help keep this people-powered campaign going. And thank you for joining me on a Saturday afternoon. It means the world to me, and it's a vote for support for local government and progress. And most importantly, thanks to all of the future leaders in the House today. Let's give a hand to all our future leaders. Woo! You know, a year ago, I would have told you that Culver City was already at a major turning point. The city had just begun the general plan process. Then the COVID-19 pandemic happened, followed by the killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others, which erupted in a city and nationwide call for equity and protests against police brutality. Some people are saying this is just a moment in time, but this is a million of prior moments, which has just flared up at this moment. We have to listen to all voices and take action. In the past few years, I've seen so much progress in Culver City, and I'm running to continue on that path. The status quo doesn't naturally evolve into progress. This election will be historic in many ways. If elected, I will be the first openly LGBTQ council member and the first council member from Fox Hills neighborhood. I'd love to share more about my platform with you today, but being mindful of all the audience, I will be hosting several upcoming virtual meet and greets to talk about policy and other issues, so be on the lookout for that. I have so many thoughts about reimagining our city's budget to respect our values, housing, rent control, and tenant protections, and how to get the city through the pandemic. So please be on the lookout for those. But today, I'd really like to talk about how to support small businesses. Zuga Yoga Culver City is a sponsor of today's class. I've had many conversations with the manager, the owner, and Megan, who is online, who is our instructor, and they have been top notch. They are willing to do what it takes to be supportive, to be a supportive community member. Their programming is holistic and focuses on teaching respective differences. You know, I know they've been struggling to adapt to this new environment, but they're thriving. And I'll put their website in the chat, but please check out their virtual classes, private classes for families, and outdoor classes. When it comes to small businesses, there's no silver bullet. Innovation will be key, and business leaders will need to rely on their connections and their networks. Small business will have to analyze their companies and be more efficient. Some of the other solutions are to minimize bureaucracy and streamline services. Businesses need access to services, resources, forms as quickly as possible. We can repurpose city staff to provide technical assistance to business owners as they apply for small business administration loans. They should reach out to minority-owned businesses that face structural barriers, including but not limited to language translation. We can create an online database and enhance that database for resources and information. We can survey our businesses to get information on what they need to survive and thrive. And we can encourage innovation and encourage people to come up with bold, connective ideas. And I know this is entirely possible. I'm ready to serve as one of Culver City's next council members. My experience and background have prepared me for this role. I'm a listener who's not afraid to take action. I'm a community builder who brings people together and to accomplish goals, and I do this all through the lens of equity and inclusion. I want to work with you, all of us, to create the city we want to live in. I'm personally excited about this class today. I've practiced and studied yoga in some form or another, and Buddhism for about 20 years. I think it's really important to think about your intention of why you practice yoga. I've done a lot of work in this area because it's important to think about that intention. Oftentimes, these practices are exoticized in Western culture. But a couple things that actually resonate with me are the concept of inclusion and respect for differences, the practice of mindfulness, and the idea that all people can achieve their highest human potential in this lifetime in their current form. It's now my special honor to introduce our next speaker, former mayor and current city council member, Megan Sally Wells. She is most notable for making Culver City a 100% renewable energy city, making Culver a sanctuary city, championing affordable housing equity, and spearheading efforts to phase out drilling in the Inglewood oil field. And I think these are all things that I personally align with as well. So I'd like to introduce, please welcome Megan Sally Wells.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Freddie. Thank you for doing this event. It's really beautiful and healthy, and I think is like the perfect expression about who you are as a person and who you will be as a city council member. Family friendly, supporting local businesses, bringing people together of all ages, and actually trying to have fun and build community in a time of just enormous challenges. And for me, it's to be speaking and not have to pretend I'm not in yoga pants during my Zoom call, which has pretty much been my life for the past 3 months. But, you know, just kind of like that healthy, forward-thinking, community-building attitude, I think is, you know, the thing that we truly need in Culver City and in our nation right now. I know kids want to get moving and families want to get moving, so I'll try to be brief in my remarks, but I want to state how incredibly excited I am to support Freddie Puzza for City Council. He's a bridge builder. He's somebody who's visionary and has bold vision, but who's not caustic, right? He's nice. I think we need that, you know, we need somebody who is nice, who can bring people together. I've been so impressed with his involvement in the Committee on Homelessness and problem solving for one of the biggest problems we're facing as a nation, and definitely in Southern California and in Culver City. His leadership in his community organization, the Fox Hills Neighborhood Association, where he's really fostered community dialogues, especially when there were, like, you know, controversial developments. And I think he's always been the person who's there to talk to people, to bring people together. And I was really happy to support him to be on our General Plan Advisory Committee. This is the committee that is helping our city write our constitution for the next 25 years, right, of what our city is going to look like, what it's going to feel like. And having Freddie's voice on that committee has been incredibly key. And I would say that, you know, Fox Hills has not had representation in the city council, I don't think ever, in Culver City. And it is such an outstanding community. And I think you know, having his representation and his voice and his vision is going to bring Culver City together in a way that, you know, I just know is desperately needed right now. He's, again, that bridge builder who can speak to people and bring us all together. And, you know, in a time when we can't even meet each other in person, this kind of healing is the healing that we need as a community. I just gave my donation right before, so I don't know, who's ready for Freddie? Ready for Freddie? Yeah. So I can't say how excited I am and how proud I am of your leadership, and I know you're going to be an outstanding council member and lead our community in really important ways. So thank you for doing this. It's great to see all these beautiful families. And I guess we'll hand it off to the more exciting Megan. And just thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Equally as exciting. Thank you so much to me, Megan. And now, without further ado, I'd love to introduce Megan from Zuga Yoga, Culver City. So thank you, Megan, so much.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So can you just give me a big thumbs up if you can hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me, if you can see me. Awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you all. We are going to do some yoga. So we sit in a special way for yoga. Everybody come to sitting on your bottom. Sit on your bottom. That's it. Sitting on your bottom. And we tap our hands. 1, 2. Yes, let's try that again, everybody. 1, 2. Excellent. Now give your legs a really big stretch, really big stretch, really big stretch. And we say criss, cross, yogi sauce. Can you try that with me again, everybody? Say yogi sauce. Now, I'm curious. How many of you have heard or done yoga? If you've done yoga or heard of it, put your hands on your shoulders. Who's done yoga or heard of yoga? Oh, so